Hi, I'm Brian Redman, 61st year of racing, and thanks for watching Drivin Ivan.
Drivin Ivan here, and behind me, the Fiat Barchetta. Never sold in America, and I've already done and posted a story on how to import a car from Europe. This is the first one I got. Yes, there's going to be more, and I'll do other videos as well, but this is just a review of the Fiat Barchetta. I'm excited to have it here, and I'm excited to tell you all about the ownership experience of this very interesting, never sold in America Fiat Spider, the Barchetta. Will I be impressed? Let's find out. It is said that Picasso would regard his latest piece of artwork, and if he was pleased, he would do a little dance. And that's how this little boat, this Fiat Barchetta, makes me feel. It makes me want to do a little dance. I just like it. It's cute. It's sporty. Love the color. And it's just so unique. You know, we don't have this here in America. That's part of the draw. And although there's a great history of the Fiat Spider, nope, they never chose to bring this one over for some reason. And well, that's too bad. I decided to fix that by importing this one. Again, watch that full video of how to import a car to America from Europe. And just search any car in Drivin Ivan. By the way, have you smashed that like button and subscribed? I hope you have. I got great stories coming from Europe, including my comparison of this one and the other car I bought and drove on the Nürburgring, the MGF. That's going to be a good comparison. But this one's very different. And looks-wise, it's very different too. It's really different from a lot of vehicles. It has that Italian styling flair. Again, it was changed later on. This is the original version, which I like. Yes, I do think it looks fantastic, either top up or top down. Ah yes, the little boat, the Fiat Barchetta. Are you doing a little dance like I am? I hope you are. I just think it looks great. And checking out the inside is fun. Check this out. Press, release, and open it on up. Look at that Italian styling, even on the interior. Here we go. Shades of the exterior color coming across the dash and on the sides. You can still see that in Fiats like the Fiat 500, the Fiat Coupe had it. That was actually on my list of cars to buy, the Coupe. But I'm really glad that I ended up with this one. Two very firm and supportive, comfortable bucket seats with the cloth here. I really like it, actually. Fiat emblem on the steering wheel. Gauge cluster consists of only what you need, of course. Speedometer and kilometers. And small tachometer in the center. I think it should be a little bigger. Oh well. And then, of course, your temperature gauge and your fuel gauge with warning lights as well. And very typical of the 90s. Who needs a radio with people using their phones for that sort of thing? But I love these kind of, I guess, airplane-style vents. Note the Barchetta. You can check out new Ferraris and see what they are by looking at the glove box. And you can check out this Fiat and know what it is as well. Little crazy storage down there. And then locked storage here. You can open it up and see that it's actually pretty deep, and you get your charger right in there, so you can charge stuff in here, which is nice. Real handbrake, and then there are your controls for the windows, and then you also have a manual, 5-speed manual gear control, and this clock right here, which actually doesn't work on this one. Some light and fog light controls here. Very straightforward ventilation controls right here. Adjustable steering wheel, actually, and pedals pretty close for heel and towing too. Another vent, and then over here on the beautiful doors with the tweeter here, you have a little storage right there as well. On the right is where you pop the trunk and you can lock it, this being a convertible. And then here you have the release for the tonneau cover back here. which really covers the top very well and makes it look quite smooth and fancy. Thank you very much. So a typical 90s interior with a lot of Italian flair, courtesy of Fiat. A very nice interior. Oh man, I really think it looks great from the back. But here you go, the trunk. Actually, maybe a little bit larger than you might think it would be. Plenty of storage there. Note my disc golf discs. You should definitely check out my disc golf videos and play that great game with your whole family. Powering the Fiat Barchetta is a 4-cylinder 16-valve variable valve timing engine that produces 130 horsepower and 129 pound-feet of torque. Unless you get the facelifted version, then it drops to 117 pound of torque. Actually, 0 to 60 in 8.9, although it feels snickier and quicker. And also a top speed of 200 kilometers per hour, which is 124 miles per hour. Fuel economy is 19.9 in the city and 35.6 on the highway. I actually got 29.9 miles per gallon in my first full gas tank measure, so that's pretty cool. It is extremely light by today's standards, weighing in at just 2,330 pounds roughly. So I'm driving my own Fiat Barchetta in the United States. What an accomplishment that in and of itself is. I'm so excited. And like I said, you can watch my how to import a car from Europe video for the full story on that process. But I am thrilled to be driving this Fiat Barchetta in America in the fall on these beautiful roads. And it's fun to drive. And most importantly, I just love driving a car that nobody else has. It's so fun. It took approximately 6 minutes when I left the port area for someone to say, hey, what is that beautiful little convertible? And so there you go. It definitely stands out. It's unique. And I've had many, many people compliment it and inquire about it since then. So yes, driving something interesting is very cool. But it's got to be a good car too, right? You know, if you're importing something from Europe, you better make sure that it's pretty reliable, because you don't want to have to be ordering parts from Europe all the time. And that's really one thing I get from driving this Fiat Barchetta around. You know, I bought an MGF and I titled it, and then I drove it all around Europe. I'll do a comparison of the two when I get it. But let's just say that you might be surprised to hear, or maybe not, because the MGF is, well, it's kind of owned by BMW, I guess, but it's British, and this is Italian, all not known for their reliability. I actually feel like this is the more overall reliable car. Both have 1.8 liter engines, and this one is certainly fun to drive. The big difference, of course, is the fact that this is a front-wheel drive car. McPherson struts up front and trailing arms in the back. So how does it drive on the twisties? All right, this is the first time I'm taking my little Barchetta. Fiat Barchetta means little boat. Taking it through my favorite S's. Oh, they are glorious, aren't they? So spoiled to live near some great roads, and I take full advantage. I always take a car up here, sometimes twice a day. Different cars, whatever. Wow. Okay, it's front-wheel drive, but poised and very balanced, even on this slightly wet road. Ooh, looky there. The night look on the Fiat Barchetta is very, very cool. This is the day and the road for the Barchetta. Look at this. Beautiful. Fall colors just starting to come out. And it's kind of glorious out here in the country. Manual transmission. Stick. You know, I had someone else drove it and marked how short the throw was. I don't know that it's particularly short, but it does have a good snicky feel to it. Absolutely. This Fiat is a lovely driver sports car. So yeah, fun on the twisties and surprisingly good for a front-wheel drive vehicle. So when Fiat pulled out of America, basically, the last car they made was really the Fiat Spider and the what was now the Bertone X19. And I think they just thought, the convertibles aren't selling well. They did not have a great reputation for reliability, so they got out of the convertible business. You can check out my review of my own Fiat Spider, which I had. I give a full history on the Spider, the 124 Spider, and I also review the newer 124 Spider, as well as many other Fiats. Search Drivin Ivan in any car, including Fiat, and I'll put some links in the description. But basically, they realized the error of their ways when the Miata came out and sold so well. Everybody wanted one. So this was their answer. And they based it on the Fiat Punto, which is just a commuter car in Italy and Europe. And they shortened the chassis, they stiffened it, and did things to make it perform better. And so they built this car. It came out actually in 1995. This is in 1996. So this one has 95,000 kilometers, about 57,000 miles. And I'm certainly adding miles to that because I do love to drive this vehicle. So this Fiat Barchetta was produced in Italy at Maggiora, which was a facility that they contracted at a company. And well, that wasn't maybe such a great idea because about 7 years later, they went out of business. I guess Fiat made too good of a deal. And so they had to transfer the production to another facility. And at that point, they changed the bumpers and they put in a third brake light, and they dropped the torque too, probably having something to do with emissions or something like that. But I just think these earlier cars are much better looking, much like the Audi TT, which I own, and the Porsche 986 Boxster. I own the first edition of those cars because I think they're the most beautiful. So I do know a lot about these two-seat convertibles. And yes, this Fiat Barchetta ticks a lot of boxes to me. I really, really like it. I just click with it. The color, like I say, I do a little Picasso dance every time I see it. I just think it's so cool and out of the ordinary and truly unique automobiles. But overall, they sold about 58,000 of these, whereas the Miata in the first year sold 100,000. So yeah, the Miata is probably, you know, one of the best two-seat roadsters you can get. But that being said, there's other factors. How many Miatas do you have to see at a car show? You know, even if they have a V8 in them or something like that. And there's some truly very unique, cool-looking Miatas, and they're wonderful cars. Check out my reviews of Miata of all eras, NA, and even the new ones too. But I like something unique, and this Fiat Barchetta is absolutely unique, and I am just so thrilled to have it. I really enjoy all aspects of the ownership experience of this car so far. Yeah, sometimes the speedometer doesn't work for no apparent reason. Yeah, the top probably needs a new back window at least, and probably a new top, but I usually drive this with the top down anyway, so that doesn't bother me much. I am absolutely impressed with this Fiat Barchetta. Again, check out my how to import a car from Europe to America video featuring this car, and I will be doing a comparison with the MGF. I'll put links to all the cars I've talked about down in the description, and please do, if you haven't smashed that like button, and follow me, and of course check out my Instagram and TikTok, and even my music videos and disc golf videos, and my literal video for Chris Isaac's Wicked Game. That's a great video. But again, thank you so much for watching. I'm Drivin Ivan.